Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tomagami and today we are here for a slightly different video, and in case you couldn't tell, I'm also using a different mic, and the reason behind that is because I am actually at the Epic Games head offices over in America, and I've been testing out a really cool game mode which isn't actually available yet but is in the next day or two. So again, this is kind of an exclusive sneak peek at the new, as you can see here, creative mode in Fortnite. Yes, that is true. This is what it is. We have a creative mode in Fortnite. All I can kind of say is it is really promising. It's a bit basic at the moment, but of course that's the start. It's the start of the process, and that's kind of what you would expect. So you can see here we got a lovely new loading screen. We're going to hop right on in, and we're going to create a new world. I've been playing around with this quite a bit over the past few days, getting a lot of experience with the different mechanics and the different blocks that you can use. There's tons of different stuff you can do, and I guess one of the best things for me is the actual potential for the future with game modes. There's a lot of specific assets and stuff that are in the works that will make really awesome maps, whether that's minigames, adventure modes, everything you can possibly think of. So anyways, once you jump into the game, as you can see here, I have, and it brings you to this lovely little hub here with different rocks. Now, what this is, and I guess the beauty of this is all related to your friends and also who's in your lobby. So, for example, you can see here my lovely username is EpicEvent18 because, of course, I'm at the Epic offices right now recording this video. And so, yeah, that's the username we're using. That's my island. Now, if you hop over to here and you press E, or you hold down E, it gives you the option to change between 4 different islands. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, essentially, the idea behind that is Island 1, you could have, say, a racetrack. Island 2, you could build, I don't know, a roller coaster. Island 3, a parkour. Island 4, let's just say a Hunger Games map. And then you change it. So right now it's Island 1. If I jump into this rift, it will take me to Island number 1. If I change it to Island number 2, and then hop in, it will of course take me to Island number 2. So again, very self-explanatory. Now what's really cool about this is if your friends are in the game mode, in front of each pillar of this, or each pillar you can see here, will be the different ones, but for their work. So essentially, you have your own servers, and it's all using your own maps. So if your friend's in here, you can play on your friend's map, you can build your friend's map, and it's really awesome. So again, I'm going to hop into this rift here. It's going to take me to the island, and of course, just a normal way, you glide down, you skydive, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover here and just give you guys a second to kind of look at the island. This is your building space. So everything here you can build in. Of course, there'll be different islands around, so it will vary, and you'll be able to see your friends' builds in the distance as well. So again, you come down to here, and we'll just jump down. Let's do it. So as you can see on my hotbar, a few things you've probably noticed already. So we've got this little item, which is at the moment known as the AR phone, and essentially this is going to be your building tool. So what I mean by this is if we jump into our inventory, as you can see here, we have a bunch of really awesome prefab builds. Now, what we're going to do, I'm just going to choose one at random. You can see here, we've got parkour builds. So this is like pre-made content by Epic that you can just chuck into your world and have fun with. But if you want to get a bit more creative, you can get assets from around the map. So you can see here, we've got the clock tower from Tilted Towers. We've got the hotels, the skyscrapers, and just general assets. The disco room from just outside Flush Factory, all these different things you can do. So I am going to choose, let me choose a parkour course. I think there's a whole bunch, and you can see down here, this is really cool. So you've got everything you can possibly think of. So you've got bookshelves. Let me actually grab one and we'll have it on the floor. So you can see here, once you select it, it gives you this kind of little orb here, and if you go to throw it, it will give you a blueprint outline of where it's actually going to go, so you know exactly where you're going to throw the item. So let's chuck it on down, and you can see here it spawns in all the different items. So, for example, this bookshelf. If you hold your phone in your hand, if you left click, you kind of copy it over. We can take it over to here, left click again, and boom, it is copied and pasted it. So the beauty of this is you can have a whole area with all these different assets. Then, if we, say, grab a house, which I conveniently have in my inventory, let's chuck that down too. Bam, there's a house instantly. So let's say I want to take a bookshelf into this house. So we've got a lovely house here. If we pop inside and head upstairs. This room could do with a bookshelf. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back outside. Apologies, I'm not used to the keyboard. But we're going to left click, move right on inside our house, and then we're going to dump our bookshelf right there. And beautiful, we now have a bookshelf. But of course, this is just kind of a small example. There is huge potential with this. Now, I know, again, a lot of you guys that watch the videos are creative builders, and they're, again, just from playing this for a few days, there is so much we can do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a parkour course, one of the, again, pre-made ones. We're going to chuck it down on the floor. Lovely, there we go. And you can see, essentially, you could spawn in right now on the world, throw this on down, and have kind of just like a parkour session with your friends. So let's just run the course a little bit. I'll show you around. But again, it's kind of cool because there's all the, whoops, that was close. There's all the pre-made assets in here. So in Minecraft, you kind of have the creative inventory. As you can tell, not very good at parkour. You have the creative inventory, and that's something that's potentially coming in the future. But for now, you grab the assets. So for example, this floor here, very nice. Left click it, take it over to where you want to build, and you can start building a platform. So let's just say, let me grab a wall first. So let's grab this lovely wall, let's place it, and you can see you can start placing it down like so. Now if you make a mistake and you want to move it, what we're going to do is we're going to hover over the wall, we're going to right click, and you can see here we've essentially cut it. So you know, if you're copying and pasting documents, what you can do is you right click it and then you just move it. Now of course it does have to be connected at the moment, so you can't just randomly place it. It acts like the normal walls, so of course if you were just building a wood wall, it acts like that. You have to have it connected, and if you destroy the bottom, it's going to cause a few issues, so be aware of that. But again, this works for pretty much everything in the pre-made assets. So let's say now I want to grab this beautiful barrier, and we can start building a pathway, and you can see already, simple wall with a nice pathway on top. The potential for this is really, really awesome. So let's talk again a bit about the different options in the menu. So I've kind of shown you the basics of the game mode. Now what I want to do is show you a few of the actual items in it. So of course, there are the pre-made buildings, which has got all the stuff. Another thing that could be of use, again, if you are the more kind of creative individual, you like building individual buildings yourself, you don't necessarily like, I don't know, building the pre-made ones that are already in the game, you want to build something unique, this is a good one for you. So again, we're going to grab this, let's see what it's called. This is, where is it? That one. So this is our Brickhouse Gallery A. Now what we're going to do is once again chuck this down on the ground. Lovely blueprint to show you where it's going to go, because the issue with this is you don't want to chuck it there and it destroys half your house. So we want to make sure, and this indicator is a very, very good way of making sure that that is not going to happen. So you can see here, this gives us a lovely range of things we can use. So I'm going to have a lovely purple house, or at least the front of it. Copy and paste that over. Again, left click, and then let's get super crazy. So we're going to have some grey windows as well, because why not? And yeah, the beauty of this game mode, and this is something I'm super excited for, is again, this is the first version, and look how advanced it already is in terms of what you can do. So you have this lovely island to yourself, you can build whatever you want to build. Personally, I've been working on a few different maps of a few different genres, and I've been having a ton of fun. It's one of those game modes, I will warn you, where you're playing, and then like 5 hours later, you don't realize that the time has indeed passed. Now, of course, there will be a few things you see in the video that in the final launch version are slightly different. Do bear that in mind. This is, of course, me at the Epic offices playing it before release. So if you see a few things that look a bit buggy, or you see a few things that the textures aren't quite right, again, do bear in mind that this is the first, I guess, beta version. So when it is fully released for you guys, it will be slightly different, and it will be a lot more kind of polished, a lot more perfected. So again, let's just have, again, a look at the menu. So, of course, we'll chuck this out of our inventory. This is where things get really cool as well. So, let's head over to devices. You can see here, we have a whole different range. Now, this is all the stuff from, of course, Battle Royale. There is a few new features, and that's what we're going to look over now. There's a few that I personally really, really like. So, of course, first thing I'm going to look at is this speed boost. The reason this is important is if you want to build a race, this is a really, really cool feature. So let's place a ramp, like so, and let's place a speed boost. And if I hop back to my mode here, you can see if you run over this, it's going to shoot you right up into the sky. Now this is again beautiful. If you're building like a kart track or something like that, you can combine it with the jump pads here, the old bouncers, and you can make tons of different crazy loops and all that kind of stuff. Now again, a few of the new kind of items, which is really cool, is you get spawners, so vehicle spawners. Let's place one down. So you place a floor mat, and then you're going to have to again get rid of that, place your spawner, and what this does is it will spawn, for example, a quad bike every time this is destroyed. So if I'm a bit careless and I end up destroying the quad bike, it's gonna respawn right here on this pad. So it's good because if you want to do a cheeky jump like so, and then you end up falling off the map, losing your quad bike, and of course what I'll do is I'll just delete it. So you'll see, there you go. So if we fly over here, fingers crossed there'll be another quad bike waiting for us. As you can see, very nicely done. So anyways, that's a small feature. There is a few other things. So again, devices, you've got sirens, scoreboards, all basic map making features. And this is actually quite interesting. So this is something, again, that will come in relevant with your maps if you're building, say, racetracks. What we're going to do is we're going to place a floor. We're also going to place what is known officially as a full damage rail. So let's place that. You can now see you have this lovely glowing electric kind of rail. However, if I walk into it, ouch. So it bounces you back, it does a bit of damage, and essentially it works well because if you're driving in, say, a cart, let's again grab ourselves a quad bike, and we'll drive into it, you'll see that it should kind of reflect us backwards, and that's really, really cool feature, and something, again, that's really great for map makers. And I know the reason I'm kind of emphasizing this is because I know a lot of the audience on my channel are indeed map makers, especially with games like Minecraft. So there's a lot of potential here for game mechanics, and it's something really cool, hence why I'm featuring it. So moving over to the next tab, of course there is a few things. You can spawn in shopping carts, stuff like that, but of course this is just general stuff that's in the Battle Royale game mode, so you'll already know that. So let's head over to weapons. Again, you can spawn in all the different weapons, whether they are in the game or not. So again, that's something you can do that's really, really awesome. And let's head over to the next tab. Again, more of the in-game items. What's cool about this is, of course, again, if you're building a map that's like a parkour, you can put your items in, and again, like the grappler, and have it spawn. Now this is where it gets really cool, again. So if we want to create a chest, again, say we're creating a, let's say, an adventure map, what we're going to do is we're going to want some, what should we have? We'll have some shield potions. So we're going to add that to our chest. We're going to add, let's just add a few. If we head over to chest now, you can see here we have a list of all the different items that are going to be in the chest. Let's click create llama. You can see now we have a friendly little llama in front of us. However, if we break this, it will drop the items we've put in the chest previously. Same logic applies for the create chest button. You click create chest, makes a lovely chest. You open it like a standard chest in a normal game mode, and then it should drop the items. So again, that's really, really awesome feature for the map makers out there. What we're also going to do, and I'll show you through the menus real quick. So we have here, leave match, of course, that's pretty obvious, you leave the match. Respawn, again, pretty obvious. Back to creative hub, so that's the hub we were just in before, with the rocks, with the different portals, I keep on saying portals, rifts that you can go through to all the people's builds, so your friends that you're working with, and then you got the My Island tab. So on the My Island tab, you've got different features that you can actually change. So if you're doing different game modes, you've got the game settings, so you can turn, for example, full damage off. That's a really, really good thing to have off, of course, if you're building, because you don't want to fall and die every time. It's kind of annoying. And you've got the ability to, I guess, not allow other players to build. So if you don't want to get griefed, again, another core feature, and the reset island one. But yeah, that is, again, just a kind of little overview of the new creative game mode. I'm personally really excited for where this is going to go. I've spent several hours this week at the Epic offices, and again, I really do appreciate them inviting me out here to try the new game mode and implement kind of new ideas into it. So what I want to say as well is the beauty of this game mode is that there's so much we can add to it. I want to know in the comment section below what you guys want to see in this game mode, in terms of general features that aren't already in there. Of course, you'll be able to download it and play it tomorrow, so have a go, have a play, and leave a comment down below if you have any really good ideas that could be implemented into the game that aren't already. And again, we can try and forward that information and hopefully make some progress with it. So yeah, apart from that, again, I really do hope you enjoyed this kind of little sneak peek at the new creative game mode in Fortnite. Super, again, super, I can't reiterate how excited I am for this. It's something that reminds me very much of a game that I played in the past, which a lot of people used to play, which is of course the Halo Forge mode. It's kind of a more advanced version of that with of course the Fortnite mechanics that you know and love. I'm going to stop rambling. You can probably tell I'm super, super excited for this. Expect a whole bunch of Fortnite content in the near future on the channel. Of course, I never really did Fortnite videos because it's not my style of content, but I want to do some tutorials on the creative mode, do some map reviews, all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, stay tuned for that. So anyways, apart from that, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, a like would be very much appreciated. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. And until next time, my name has been TomoGaming, and goodbye.
In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light